Special meeting, City of Dili City Council, May 20th, 2025. Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Dili, Texas will conduct a special meeting today, Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. at the City Hall Convention Center building located at 116 East Miller, Dili, Texas. The following items to be considered: call meeting to order. Meeting called to order at 6:35 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilman Place One, Everardo Castillo Jr.
Councilman Place Two, Eric Aranda.
Councilmember Place 3, Alicia Machado.
Ray Hernandez, place 4.
Rudy Alvarez, place 5.
Alexandria Inocencio, Mayor.
Francisca Ochoa, Utility Clerk.
Henry Arredondo, City Administrator.
Molly Solis, City Attorney.
Employees present. And of course, welcome all citizens present here today. If we can all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States and Texas flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Invocation, please.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community. We ask for your wisdom and guidance as we discuss matters that impact the lives of our citizens. May our decisions be made with integrity, fairness, and a deep commitment to the well-being of all. Bless our leaders with clarity of thought, patience in discussion, and unity in purpose. May this meeting be productive, respectful, and filled with a spirit of collaboration. We pray for the strength to uphold justice, the courage to make difficult choices, and the compassion to serve with humility. May your presence be with us as we work together for the betterment of Dili. Amen.
Amen.
Item number 5, citizens to be heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the City Council on any issue or any item of the agenda in compliance with LGC Section 551.007. City Council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC-0169. We do have one citizen to be heard, Grace Griselda Saucedo.
Good evening.
For several reasons, but and it's not counted in my 3 minutes, okay? It's concerns on County Road, but it's services provided by the city, so that is why I'm here and letting our city manager, Arredondo, know that that's because I have a complaint on our city manager too, on that, because the times I've come to him, he says, do you know you're not in the city of Dili? But if you know your geography, city of Dili is in the county of Rio. So, but the rest is concerns. It's our sewer, our water. There's several water leaks in that street. In 2019, I believe, it was brought to us that we were part of a grant for the sewer, and I'm directing it to Councilman Alvarez, because that was at that time, and we haven't heard anything, and it's already 2025. Right now, there's aggressive dogs, and I myself and a deputy, we have had experience, and city doesn't do nothing, county doesn't do nothing, so we need help. we need, myself went through an emergency. I am disabled, I cannot run, so are you all waiting till maybe I die and maybe you can do something? We have children that the dog has chasing. Now he chases other smaller dogs, and nothing has been done. So it's the water, the sewer, the aggressive animals, and that street, they kind of treat us like trash because everything they don't want, they go and dump into that street. So I'm here to, maybe you're not aware, but we need the city to help us or do something. Thank you.
Where do you live?
County Road 3808, and it is in the county, but we're
Hilltop.
serviced by City of Dilley.
Oh, outside the city.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, if everybody is okay with it, we're going to move up item number 9. Discuss, consider, and act on the memorandum of understanding between the City of Dilley Police Department and CoreCivic of Tennessee. We do have present here with us
Mr. Jose Rodriguez, Administrator at the detention facility. Mr. Rodriguez, before you start, if you could give the council an update on the statistics?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you, council members, city attorney, mayor, and city administrator for allowing me to be on your agenda tonight. And congratulations to the new council members and, of course, to the new mayor. Looking forward to working with everybody just like we always have. What I wanted to do tonight was just give a brief overview of the facility for the new council members and then kind of let you know our current status of the operation. So our population today is sitting at 180. Our total facility capacity is 2,400. We currently have 31 adult males, 53 adult females, and 96 children. So we have a total of 60 family units that are there. We have a staffing pattern of 640, that's total. We currently have 428 staff hired, and 395 of those have gotten their background clearances. So we're doing very well with the staffing. Our current open positions include mental health therapists, chaplain, maintenance worker, administrative clerk, LVN, and RN. And we're fortunate to have 353 applications for the 120 open resident supervisor positions. So again, we're doing very well with the staffing, so we certainly appreciate the city and our recruiters that have helped us with that. So I don't think that going forward that staffing will be an issue for us. So we're currently in phase 1 of our activation, which means we have 2 housing units open. So that's a total of 960 beds. Each housing unit has 4 complexes, with each complex having 10 suites that contain 12 beds, which equals to 120 beds per complex. So you have 4 of those in a housing unit. That gives you the 480, gives you the 960 for the 2 housing units. Each housing unit contains a pantry, phone room, and laundry area in each complex. The pantry offers a commercial-grade refrigerator with snacks and drinks, 24 hours, 7 days a week, commercial-grade ice machine, and 2 microwaves. Additionally, there's an activity room in each complex that has a big screen TV, a PlayStation, a stationary bike, treadmill, and provides an area for socializing and playing games. The services that we're currently offering, we have medical care, we have recreation, library, religious services, court hearings, asylum interviews, legal visitation, commissary, and food service. So we're pretty much all the services that our facility has to offer, they're all functional right now. There's nothing that is considered closed other than the housing units. Our staff did host some activities for the residents for Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day. The kids actually prepared Mother's Day cards for their kids and did a little bit of finger painting. So it went very well. They really enjoyed it. Cinco de Mayo festivities, we had some piñatas and some board games out there for the kids. So again, we try to celebrate all the holidays with the residents and just try to take their minds away from, the environment that they're in, even though it's not a bad environment, their situation. So yes, we're looking forward to Father's Day coming up in June, so we'll have some activities planned. So currently, we're working on preparing for phase 2 of the activation, which will be the opening of the third housing unit, so that'll be another 480 beds, and that's scheduled on or about July 5th. After that, the fourth phase will be in 60 days, so that'll be around September 5th. We'll open up the fourth housing unit, and around November 5th, we'll open up the final housing unit, which will give us the 2,400 beds. Okay. I did want to take a moment and introduce our Assistant Facility Administrator, Jeff Fikes, that just joined our company. Jeff is a retired warden from the Bureau of Prisons, and so brings a lot of experience and has been a very good fit with our team and the facility itself. So just want to welcome him on board and also introduce him to you all. Okay. Did you all have any questions on the information or on the status of the operation?
We're asked to consider a memorandum of understanding. Didn't we just approve one?
No, so this is a different one. Yeah, but that was last year when we had that one.
That was a few months ago.
Well, that was for the modified agreement.
Okay, it didn't include a memorandum of understanding?
It's a different.
Huh?
This is a specific one for a specific kind of situation, but we just wanted to give council an update, and then he's going to go into the MOU.
Okay.
So, Mayor, Council, this is similar to the same agreement we had last time when Core Civic was operating. Basically, it allows us to go and investigate certain crimes, and it's listed on the MOU. Nothing really changes. We still have the same facilities, the same resources that we use. It's at no cost to us to investigate those crimes. We just have to have something in writing and agreements that we will respond to the calls under that nature and provide the services that like I said, we provided in the past, is just updating it.
But the city's, you're saying that's no cost to the city, but the city's providing the staff doing the investigation, correct?
Right, but when I say costs, the resources, like if we got to send them to medical facilities and stuff like that, we have our facilities that we use.
Has legal reviewed this?
Yes, it's standard for this type of agreement to be entered into between any facility like this and the policing agency that has jurisdiction over that facility to do these investigations. Most of those facilities won't have the certifications to do those, so it goes to the local police department or sheriff's department. In this case, it would be the Dilley Police Department.
Thank you, Mom.
Council, do we have any more questions?
No.
Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for the update. Appreciate it. If there are no further questions or discussion, if I could please have a motion?
Mayor, move that we approve the memorandum of understanding, the MOU between the City of Dilley Police Department and Core Civic of Tennessee as presented.
We have a motion made by Councilmember Place 4, Mr. Ray Aranda. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilmember Place 3, Alicia Machado. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Again, thank you so much, and we wish all the best.
Mayor and Council, we have item 13. We have visitors that travel from out of town, and also item 14 and 15.
Yes. We'll be moving to item number 13, Discuss, consider, and act on accepting audit for the fiscal year 2024 and 2025.
And just a correction, it's 2023, 2024.
Correction noted, this is for fiscal year 2023 and 2024.
Mayor,
Yes, sir?
the agenda does not reflect 2023. I don't think we can discuss the audit for 2023. It's not listed as an item to be discussed.
It's the fiscal year 2023, 2024.
Is this?
So it's only one, we're only discussing one audit?
Yeah, just one audit.
So there's a correction to the date. We're not adding a separate audit.
Yeah,
So your question is whether we can discuss it or
Okay,
not?
I thought we were doing two audits.
No, it's just one
Okay.
audit. We are updating, correcting the 2024, 2025, replacing it with fiscal year 2023 to 2024.
We're okay in just making the correction?
Yes, so long as the motion specifies the correct year. And if there is an issue, we would need to ratify it at the next meeting, but it should be fine as long as there's no objection. And the information was in the packet is correct.
I still say we're wrong.
Because-
The packet does include, it says fiscal year ending September 30th, 2024.
Yes.
So the year on the agenda is incorrect. That should be 2023 to 2024, because we're not discussing 2025.
Right.
Correct, yeah. The correction is to the year that the fiscal year falls in. It's the fiscal year that just passed, and it starts in 2023, and it ended September 30th of 2024.
So it should have just stated fiscal year 2024 and not 25. It really isn't. It's the fiscal year of 2024. 2023 is not actually needed because it started and ends, and it's noted as the fiscal year September 30th, 2024.
The one that was audited was the
23
ending
to
September
2024.
24, yeah.
Yes. Okay, if we are good, we. So do we have
What you
time?
can do is, it can be presented at this meeting, and then you can put it back on the agenda to take action at the next meeting. But since they are here to present it, and if you have any questions, I recommend that we go ahead and present the item. And if you have questions, to go ahead and do that, and then you can take action at the next meeting, since there's not a deadline to do so.
So this will be an informational item, and we
Yes.
can discuss anything we need to. We will bring this back at the next council meeting for action.
Correct.
Okay? Thank you. Go ahead, sir, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. My name is Eli Mendoza. I'm a partner with the firm of Garza, Gonzalez and Associates. This is the first year that we are your auditors, so thank you for appointing us to be your auditors. And as was already covered, this is the audit for the fiscal year ended September 30, 2024. And I believe the report, along I think we call it the annual financial report, has been included in your packet, along with the separate letter, which is called the auditor communication letter, that has been included in your packet for review. So what I'd like to do at this time is provide you with some highlights of the results of the audit, and then answer any questions you may have if you have had an opportunity to review the report. So our report on page 22 is the independent auditor's report. And it's page 2 in our report. And basically, I'm pleased to report to you this afternoon that we are issuing an unmodified opinion, which is a clean opinion. It's the standard type of opinion you want to receive as a city or as a audited organization. Unmodified means that based on our professional standards and the procedures that we have performed, the financial statements that are included in this report may be relied upon by third parties and also by you as management to make financial decisions. So
It's what used to be called the unqualified audit?
it used to be called unqualified. It's now called unmodified.
Okay.
So it means with no modifications to the scope or the standards. So it's basically, we refer to it for many years as a clean opinion. So it's the type of, there's like 4 types of opinion. An adverse opinion meaning an opinion that where the auditor indicates that you cannot rely on those financial statements. A modified opinion, which means that maybe parts of the report are correct, but only like 1 or 2 parts may not be correct, so the auditor reports that. And then a disclaimer on opinion where the auditor gives you the report, but he says, they could not do enough work to make sure that these numbers are correct. That's called a disclaimer of opinion. And then the best kind of opinion is the unmodified, which is you're receiving today from our firm. So pleased to report that to you. Yeah, that's positive for the city. And that's covered, it's a long letter, it's a long report, it's pages 2 to page 4. If you're not familiar with this, it covers what our opinion is as the first paragraph, the basis for opinion, which is basically we're following the standards that are prescribed for governmental entities. And we also, that report also at the bottom of page 2 talks about responsibilities of management for the financial statements. Even though we assist you in preparing the report and the financial statements, that is the responsibility of management. And then on page 3, it goes into lengthy details of what the auditor's responsibilities are. We, just to give you real quick pointers, we're required to exercise professional judgment and maintain a professional skepticism throughout the audit, and along with other, obtain an understanding of internal control, the procedures that you have in place, and so on and so forth, and then also test the numbers whether they're fairly stated in accordance with professional standards, in accordance with the accounting standards.
We're still on the page 4?
Yes, sir.
On expenditure supporting documentation, on 40 samples, there seems to be quite a bit of things found that were not quite the way what they should be.
Okay, you're talking about our recommendations on the separate report?
Was on page 4
Yeah.
of the,
Okay.
where
On
it's
the
under
auditor-
expenditure supporting documentation?
Yeah, on the auditor communication letter, yeah, we have some recommendations, and there's a section in there regarding, we did, since it's our first year, we like to really dig in and get familiar with the policies and procedures that are in place.
Is the letter a part of the audit?
Yes, it's part of the audit. And
Is
then-
it this?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
this separate report, okay, I started telling you about the overall financial statements, but now you're asking a question about the auditor communication letter, which is often referred to as management letter, and that report includes certain recommendations that we are making to management. And a lot of these comments have been, all of them have been discussed with management, and then also management has taken steps to address those comments. So yeah, you're correct. We did find on page 4 some, I guess, things that were not quite in compliance with the policies, purchasing policies, approval of purchase orders, and so on and so forth. But, overall, we did feel that you had satisfactory documentation. Keep in mind, a city your size, you don't have all the levels of different, you don't have the staffing that's usually necessary. And, that's why one of the reasons you employ a consultant or a CPA to come and help you also as well. So you have one person And so I think there was also a person that retired during the year. So there was some, maybe those are some of the causes of some of the discrepancies that we noted. Would you like me to go back to the report and give you some highlights?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you some really high-level highlights so I don't take a lot of time for you. On page 5, this is the overall highlights for the financial statements for the city. So you have a net position at the end of the year of 19.4 million. What that means is that if you take the assets, all the assets that the city has, okay, including your cash, investments, receivables, accounts receivable, and then you offset that with the liabilities, including all liabilities like the bonds and everything. So the difference between those two, the assets exceed the liabilities by about 19.4 million. So overall, you have that, which is in for-profit accounting is basically called the equity part of your balance sheet. So the net position this year for the year ended 2024 increased by almost $400,000, $395,930, and
That's decreased.
increase.
Net
Net
position. Still on
position.
page 5 of the
Yes, I'm on page
disbursement
5.
analysis?
Increase, the second bullet.
Yeah.
The city's total net position increased by 395.
And the one after that,
The one after that,
the government funds.
it's, okay, yeah. The first one, that's why I told you, the part that I'm trying to cover with you is the overall financial statements of the city, which we call the entity-wide. So in governmental accounting, it may be a little confusing because you have financial statements that are presented for the overall government, and then you also have financial statements by fund, general fund, special revenue, utility, so on and so forth. So the second bullet refers to the overall net position. It increased by 395. And then for the governmental funds, which is it uses a different basis of accounting. For the overall city financial statements, you're including the fixed assets, you're including the long-term liabilities, okay? So that's what.
Fixed assets, which is buildings, streets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also bonds payable, and all the pension liabilities, all the long-term liabilities, all the estimated liabilities. So based on that information, your net position overall, you're better off this year year ended 2024 by 395,000 than you were the year before. But if you look at it on the third bullet, if you look at it at the governmental fund level, okay, your fund balance had a decrease. If you look at each individual fund by 444,704. And the reason why is those funds don't include the assets, the fixed assets, nor the long-term liabilities, nor the pension funds, okay? So it's a different picture of the financial statements. And then narrowing down more on the general fund, your fund balance was only 57,834,000.
Which is very low.
Yeah, which is very low. It is correct. And I think, keep in mind, this fund balance is true as of September 30th, 2024. Right now, it will be totally different, for sure. One of the recommendations that we have in our letter is that and I go ahead and if you go to page 5 of our separate letter, the auditor communication letter, we're recommending that Core Civic Fund be closed and be combined into general fund. Okay. And so that fund has a fund balance of about 949,000, I believe. So you would bring that into your general fund. And the reason why we're recommending that is because the accounting standards indicate that you should only have a special revenue fund only when you have an external requirement, like a bond or a contract, you know. So that is the reason why, and we discussed this already. So your fund balance, once you combine it, is going to be different. Doesn't mean that you have all this money now and you're going to go spend it everywhere. But of course, that's your decision as council, what to do with that. Those are my highlights on the overall financial statements. I could go in more detail if you want me to, but those are, you know, the bottom line numbers. There's a lot of information on the report, detailed footnotes, and so, you know, it's just a lot of information there to digest. If you need more time to review it and you would like for me to come back and explain in more detail, we could do that. As far as the recommendations, I think, you know, I don't know if there's any other questions. You have that on your packet, and we've included several recommendations in there.
Just one more thing on
Yes,
page
sir.
9
Yes, sir.
of the management discussion.
Okay.
It says on net position of the prison fund
Okay.
for the year amounted to 1.
Page, what?
Page 9.
9, okay.
And in the management discussion and analysis.
Okay.
It says most of the increase due to overall increase in investment earnings, which means it's probably the money we got from the grants and we haven't spent it.
That is correct. That's the 7.5 million for the prison sewer project that we're working on. And on average, the interest rate since we started was about 5%. So it's been earning 5% every quarter. Leanne updates the investment report and we get it. So it's about about $375,000 annually that we've been making, even though we have dispersed for engineering fees, for studies out there and all that. It's still with the earnings, and we've had that we closed the loan on January 2023. So already that's been 2 years. So in 2 years, we've made over $750,000.
But we haven't built anything.
So the engineer said that they're 90% complete with the design plans. And so pretty soon, the amended permit will be approved by TCEQ. You know, they got 10% more to go. Then once everything's approved, they'll bring it to council. Council will review and authorize them to go out for bid. And once they go out for bids, you know, probably be 30, 60 days, and they'll get that back and bring to council so the council can approve the approved bidder, and then they can move on to construction.
The information on the utility fund and the prison fund, it's on beginning on pages 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So you have all the details there of the revenues, the expenses, so on and so forth. So on page 22, you have the net position, total net position, the utility fund of 10.3 million, and then the prison 1.7 million. Of course, keep in mind, there's a lot of activity going back and forth. There's transfers that came out from these funds to the general fund to subsidize the general fund operations.
And just a note for council on that page 19, on the prison fund in the middle, you can see at the top where it says assets, cash and cash equivalents. At that time was almost 7.7 million. And the liability part of that is council approved from the Texas Water Development Board. There's a 50% forgiveness loan. So half of the 7.6 is a forgiveness, kind of like a grant. But of course, you have to complete the project. And then the other part is TDCJ, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, has signed an agreement to pay the bond payments for the other half. Because the project is to benefit the prison.
Also, on that agreement, on the, with the Texas Criminal Justice, there's a provision in the contract that if you expenses exceed the revenues, you can work that into the billing for the following year. So that's another thing to keep in mind, and we've discussed that with the city manager as well. So, you know, because when you look at page 21, the prison fund has a deficit of operating loss of 186,000. So that needs to be built into the billing for next year.
And just an update for council, Jeff Snowden has already have the file with all those invoices that we have prepared. He's making copies so that we can communicate that to TDCJ and then get invoice them and get us reimbursed for that.
One last thing I'd like to point out is there was during the audit, we came up with you know, we found that there were some issues with the gas billing system. And there was I think it's noted in my report, there was a customer that had not paid. And I think once the billing system was, they figured out what the issues were with the billing system. And I think that now, City Manager, Mr. Redondo, what's the status of that?
Yeah, so on this, there was an issue with the unit of measure on the meter. And it's it's not your regular residential meter, it's more industrial. So we had to have the company come out from Houston, I think, Rudy? Yeah. And they came out the first time, it wasn't fixed correctly, then they came back again, and then we had to have a consultant to come in, analyze, and recalculate the errored unit of measure, to the correct unit of measure, bring it back. Then once that's done, Franny sent them a letter. They've already paid the amount.
So he adjusted the bill?
So, well, there was no adjustment to the bill. We sent them a correct bill. It was incorrect because it was the wrong unit of measure.
And the problem had existed for over a year.
Over a year, yeah. We had to coordinate with the meter company and also the consultant that helped us to remeasure all that.
Good news is you've collected that.
But it's been collected, yes.
Any other questions for me?
Council, do you have any more questions?
No.
No questions. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Coming out.
So we'll be considering it at our next meeting to approve it, but I don't think we need you to come back. I think
Okay. If you need me to come back and you have more questions, I'll be happy to do that.
Yes, Mr. Redondo will be in contact with you.
Okay, thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Item number 14, discuss, consider, and act on second quarter financial report.
Mayor and Council, we have Leanne Pyatt that prepares quarter reports for us.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm going to go high level on the financial statements. So for the general fund, remember you're at 50%. This was as of March 31st, so you're 50% through your year. General fund revenues were just over 1.4 million, or 47.65% of your budget, and your expenditures were 1.1 million and 38.4%. So your revenues are exceeding your expenditures. Your hotel occupancy tax, that kind of, you're at 41.68%. That kind of comes in sporadic throughout the year. Expenditures there are 97.14%. Your utility fund revenues are running at 48% of budget at just over 1.5 million. and your expenditures are just over 1.5 million at 47.89. So your revenues and your expenditures are right there together. Prison fund, you are at 52.75% for revenue, almost at 600,000, and your expenditures are 754,000, so you're at 66.7% of your budget for your expenditures. You talked about the prison construction, the wastewater construction. You have a budget of 7.5 million, although you're not going to use that this year because you're still in the design phase. But it is standard to go ahead and budget the monies that you have in case something comes, you can escalate the project and the project goes faster than expected. So your budget is 7.5 million. You've spent $168,000. I'm sorry, your revenue is 168,000 and your expenditures are 247,000. So that's why it's budgeted. Revenues and expenditures are budgeted at the same level. And then your debt service, that's just when when you make your bond payments, and y'all have only made $36,000 in payments, and so that will be coming up. You make your principal payment once a year and your interest payment on bonds twice a year. So you've made an interest payment, the bond payment will be coming up. So that's just a high level. Right now, your fund balance, because your revenues exceed your expenditures for general fund, so your fund balance is about 330,000. But remember, you've collected the majority of your property tax. That's collected December, January. So that fund balance is going to start going down because you've had that influx of monies come in. So, questions?
It's just that in total revenues, when you add them all, we have 28,000 revenue collected, but that's because from the construction, the prison fund, we've only collected almost nothing, 167,000, and so the 28% is misleading.
It is when you look at the overall budget.
Yes.
Yeah, the total line, because of that 7.5 million that has been that is included.
Okay.
That's why I like to look at each fund individually.
Any more questions, council? Discussion? If there are no more questions or discussion on item number 14, I would ask for a motion. Yes.
So we didn't have to take action. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were done. I have no more questions.
No, we
Just
need
motion to approve the report.
I make a motion that we approve the quarterly report for the financial, the second quarter financial report.
We have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 3, Alicia Machado. As stated, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Place 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
We didn't have to take action on 13?
No, we're bringing that back for the next meeting.
Well, we tabled it.
It was just
It was informational.
informational. It says discuss, consider.
No,
we
it said
just
discuss,
information.
consider, and act.
Yeah, but they made a mistake. The mistake was made, so, wrong. So we just,
No, we should have accepted it, except that it was wrong.
Well, the
Either
report
way.
has the correct year. The report,
It's
what
just
happens
worded
is
wrong.
we don't have a calendar year. You know, it's mixed in one year and the next year, and that's what kind of confused the year on the agenda item, that's all. But the audit is for the year ended September 30th, 2024.
The only difference is just the date on the agenda.
Yeah,
right?
just the.
Just the date
yeah,
on the agenda.
Yes. Yeah.
So we do have a motion on the table, first and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Sure, we can do that. We can go back to item number 13. If we can have a motion to bring it back or have staff.
I move that we table item 13 when where the item is corrected and act at our next meeting.
Thank you. We have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Place number 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
against? Motion passes. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Ms. Pyatt. Number 15, discuss, consider, and act on second quarter investment report.
Get it pulled up real quick. Mr. Arredondo, can I borrow your copy?
Oh, yes.
For your investments, you have two certificates of deposit, one for the general fund, $54,220. It's paying an interest rate of 2.64%, matures September 20th of 2025. You have a certificate of deposit for the utility fund of $144,102, paying 2.49%, and that matures July 18th. Also, below you will see the prison wastewater construction project. Although the funds are held in escrow, the city does not have those funds. We are required to include the earnings, interest earnings, on the city's financial report. And so for the 2023A, the yield is 4.09%, and it has a balance of $1,520,328, and that particular, for the quarter, you earn $15,895. For 2023B, same yield at 4.09%, balance of $2,038,828, and you earn $20,881 in interest. And then the Texas Water Development Board, their escrow, which that's going to be the monies that are basically a grant to the city. The balance is $4,048,549. Same yield at 4.09%, and that one earned $41,464. So the bonds for one quarter earned $78,231, which is exceptional because that's additional monies towards your project.
So we don't have this money is held in escrow by the
It's-
grant people?
It's part of the requirement that it is held. The city does not
So
control.
we don't have to pay on the interest and principal?
I'm sorry?
We don't have to start paying on the interest and principal?
Yes, you have to pay, but when, so, for example, say the engineers did work, then the city does a draw, and they send the money to the city, then the city will pay. And yes, there is a bond schedule that you are making payments on.
So,
For-
Mayor and Council, you all approved an agreement with TDCJ, and they provide the debt payments. So we pay, but we bill them. We receive the money, and then we make the payment. And
Okay.
and they sign on to that agreement. It's, I think, it's a 30-year agreement for the bonds.
Any more questions, Council? Okay. May I have a motion to approve presenter report?
Mayor, move that we approve the second quarter investment report as presented.
Motion on the table by Councilmember Place 4, Ray Aranda. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Place Number 3, Alicia Machado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion accepted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will move back to item number 6. Discuss and consider an update on 4th of July Festival. A proposal sheet was handed out to each of y'all. You'll have it there with you.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and administration.
Good evening, JJ.
I'm here to give you guys an update on our 4th of July, our annual festival. As far as our booth, we're already at 24, and I'm cutting it off already because I've designated everybody to their spots, and I'm taking into consideration our electrical outlets, and I'm also monitoring the crock pots to limit it of maybe one. A lot of them are bringing their own barbecue pits or their own little gas tanks. So that will help us out with the electrical, not overloading the outlets on the corners. So as of right now, we have a total of 24. And also, all of our bands are already contracted. We're going to start putting our annual signs the first week of June in downtown and in our surrounding corners, busiest corners here in Dilley. And also, I'll be checking with Rudy to see if we can maybe in the middle of June, start doing some walkthroughs at the park to see if hose or anything else needs any updates at the park, maybe outlets or anything that we need to prepare for the day of the festival, and making sure that the trash cans and everything will be are picked up and have everything ready for that weekend. And then also the total budget for the whole event was, I might have made a mistake, but I have the corrections here. The total budget was $19,435 that came out to do the whole festival. We had budgeted for 25. It has been brought to my attention to see some phone calls that I get if we had anything for the kids, water slides and all that, and I mentioned that for the liability, we will not provide that. So I went ahead and made some phone calls, and I was going to ask permission. Out of the 25,000, we only using 22. We only used $19,435. I made a couple of phone calls, and I want to hit the gentleman that's doing the mariachi robot. He's about 7 foot tall. He's in fluorescent colors, and he dances around with the kids and participates in the middle of the dance floor. He has those big heads. I think they're like characters. Has different kind of characters, como El Chavo, Peso Pluma, and other characters. And he presented to me something so I could present to y'all. I got it right here. For 3 characters, they wear those big heads, and then they cover their head, and they walk around and interact with the community, with the kids. He can bring 3 characters, 1 lead foam stick, 1 lead foam glasses, 3 bubble heads, 2 C2O water guns, and 100 free balloons for 1,100. And then also, the music starts, I get the schedule for the music, it starts around 7:45, so our festival starts around 5:30, so I was just gonna ask to see if we can provide maybe another band for, play for 45 minutes, you know, and I have one called Santiago Garza y los Naturaleza, with a total of $1,800. So we can have more entertainment for that day. Since we only have a one-day event for the whole year, I figured even though I had budgeted for 19,000, but the whole total was 25,000. There's still plenty of money left over, so we can at least, not to spend it all, but at least to share it more with the community, with the kids, and maybe to have some more entertainment since we only have one event per year in the city of Dili.
Okay, how much for Santiago? How much for Santiago?
1,800.
It's been my experience before
We
that.
were about $22,000 when you, okay, because there was a mistake, it says 74,000 for it.
So
Ricky, so
on,
it's not 74,000, it says 7,400, right, for Ricky?
on where?
Naranjo, Ricky Naranjo?
7,400.
It was $7,400.
Yes.
Well, it's wrong.
And then what happened is we had two proposals. We took off Masore, and I think I accidentally, and I'm sorry about this, I accidentally sent the wrong one to Mr. Arredondo. We took off Masore, and we have a country band.
The
Was
Jerry,
it- was it
Mazore's
Jerry
not
De Leon?
coming?
no.
Mazore's not coming? Mazore's not coming?
No, we're substituting that band with a country band.
Okay.
And I also have the lineup here already. At 5:30, we have the DJ, providing DJ music for the whole day. At 7:45, we have the country band. They'll play from 7:45 to 9 o'clock. Our firework display will be our annual time from 9 to about 9:25. At 9:30, we're going to have the other
Santiago?
Would it be Evolucion?
Would it be
Evolucion, and then they'll stop at 10:45, and then we have Ricky Naranjo from 11 to 12:30.
Ricky won't start till 11?
Well, see, you've got,
People are
Yeah.
home by then.
yeah. You got,
We can,
but
During
where
the
were you gonna
day.
put Santiago? What time were you gonna put Santiago, the first?
I wanted to put Santiago from 6 to 7:45, because everything starts at 5:30.
It's been my experience that people really don't show up until 7 o'clock
Right.
because it's too hot.
It's very hot.
I would like to suggest that we start Ricky Naranjo earlier and him play till the end of the.
We can switch Ricky Naranjo and Evolucion because it's going to be the same playing time. We can bring Ricky Naranjo right up to the fireworks at 9:30.
I think what Councilman Alvarez is asking is that they start earlier, push it up earlier, because people don't stay late enough to
Right.
hear the last.
I think
Yeah,
3
yeah,
bands
yeah,
is
yes,
more than
it's too-
enough.
And yes, it's too hot, to bring them at 7 o'clock, well, but people are gonna be out there. Okay, I'm still confused. So you wanna bring Santiago in from 6 to 7:45,
Yes,
and then from 8 will be, I guess, from 8 to
9,
9 will be who? The country?
the country band.
What's the name? Which
Jerry De Leon in the
Jerry
south.
De Leon?
Yes,
How
in the-
much-
in
how much
the
did he
southbound.
charge? How much did he charge, JJ? How much does Jerry De Leon charge?
Yeah,
3,000
3,000?
for about an hour and 15 minutes.
yeah, gotcha. And then,
Ricky.
I can put
after the
Evolucion at
fireworks.
11 to play from 11 to 12:30 and bring our headliner from 11 to 12:30, bring him to the 9 to 10:45.
Okay, see where you said that it was actually at 20, because I was calculating the numbers up here, with Masuri on here, and it said 22,900, but now that you mentioned Jerry, and you said Masuri's not gonna come, so yeah, that brings you back down to,
Yeah, so the
220.
the total amount is, I have it right here. It's $19,435 with Jerry De Leon there, and you take off Masore.
I'd rather see that extra money go into the firework display. Most of the people go to see the firework display instead of the bands, and we should invest or put that money into fireworks, make it a nicer display.
From the 25, that's
Yeah,
when,
whatever.
when I meet
I
the
don't see,
thing.
I don't
we
see a
can-
need for additional bans. I would like to see that money go into additional fireworks. That's my opinion.
Like, well, here it doesn't even state how much y'all are gonna spend on fireworks.
Because they're not,
It's-
his not, it's, his
Yeah,
is not included.
it's not included in
The
here.
city
The
has to do
city's
it.
getting the fireworks. Yeah. No.
Correct.
In the past, it was included in the festival, and last year we took it from another, but there's plenty of money here for the fireworks, and we also, in the previous years, we would use fireworks and security from the annual festival, and last year we put that apart from a different budget, or from a different account.
So the reason that was because we cannot utilize hot tax funds for fireworks?
So we do more fireworks, it's gonna cost the city more, right?
Right.
I mean, I agree with Mr. Aranda, because I think the kids wanna see the fireworks and all that stuff, but. Oh.
JJ, the entertainment that you're wanting to bring in, at what time or with what band will this promotion be? How will you be scheduling that in?
They'll be playing from 6 to 7:45, 7:40, and then they have that 15-minute, so they can get off stage, and then we can bring the country band. And then those, the entertainment from the robot, there'll be, those characters will be around the festival, the grounds, passing those 100 balloons with those water guns and interacting with all of our kids at the festival.
But at what time will that entertainment be for the interaction of the robot?
It's, he'll be in the middle of the stage, but they're
So
gonna
it's
be,
with the first band?
no, they're gonna be like around, maybe say like 8 to 9, but they're gonna
So
be
it's
interacting throughout the whole festival grounds.
I saw a pair of robots last Saturday for the 8th grade banquet in Gutula, and they went out there around 10, because it was already dark. Their lights just...
Like fluorescent
Yeah,
lights.
It just like flashed up the dance floor. So it's pretty cool. So I think a later time would be nice, for them to go out there.
So what I gather from discussion is that council would like to continue with the 5:30 DJ, not start the bands till later, not add another band. Are we okay with entertainment or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
We can take off that other band that,
Yes.
and like Mr. Alvarez was saying, it's too early, it's too hot, but at least we can put something for the kids so they can enjoy at a later time.
Yes.
And then the whatever leftover money, we could use it for the firework display as well too, because there's going to be plenty of, I mean, you're going to take those 1,800 off, plus whatever was left over.
Okay.
Sorry?
Well, in the past, we mostly leave it up to you, JJ, to schedule things, and it's been going good.
Yes.
So
We
like-
appreciate you coming out and just making
but
sure.
Yeah,
Three
so
minutes is-
would you like me then to put Ricky Naranjo at 9 o'clock?
Who?
Ricky Naranjo at 9 o'clock?
No, I don't,
Or
Well, that's usually when the fireworks are done?
at 9,
Right after.
9:20, 9:25?
Oh,
'Cause
so
right
he'd
now he
start
has-
and then pause.
yes. We
Yeah,
take a
that's-
small recess for the fireworks, then we have a band come
Yeah,
after.
that
But right now
sounds
he
good to
has.
me. I mean, I'm going to go there to see Ricky Naranjo. I think he's the biggest attraction. So yeah, if you start him at 9, and then he can pause for 20 minutes for the fireworks and then continue, that sounds good to me.
Right, but the only thing is we have Evolucion too. So what he's stating is that he would switch those two bands.
No,
Well, it doesn't matter as long as
Ricky's
Evolucion and the
gonna
country
start-
band are
Ricky's gonna start
done
at
by 9
9:30.
o'clock.
So between
The
9
thing
and
is, if we-
9:30, they're gonna do the,
So the thing is, if we do that, there's going to be so much time left over because Ricky Naranjo is not going to play from 9:30 to 12:30. So we could put Evolucion to play after Ricky Naranjo and put Ricky Naranjo at 9:30, right after the fireworks, put our headliner right there,
on the
And then once
9:30?
he's done, then we can
Yes.
bring Evolucion.
Okay,
Right.
sounds good.
Yeah, just
You're gonna move the
this
country,
band over here.
they're gonna put the country up here.
Yes.
Uh-huh, yeah.
All right, great
Yeah, you do it
discussion.
however you want to.
The council has given you
Okay, no,
suggestions and
we
just kind of
already-
continue
yeah,
what
he's
we
already
had
brought us
said
a-
before. We just want to be respective. It is hot during the summer. We don't have many people who come out too early. And so I think the lineup that we've had before, starting later, is a good setup. And then also, we did have mentioned about having something there for the kids. So if you can bring in the entertainment and
Okay.
get everybody into the night and of the festivities, that's what it's for. It's for the community. Go ahead and do what you have to do.
I was just gonna show,
And Mayor and Council,
Yes.
he's already brought the contracts, and Molly's already reviewed them, and we've already signed them.
Okay.
And it just brings us an updated schedule, because I know we switch it around and stuff.
You can email me an updated schedule?
if we,
Oh, nice. At night, it'd be really nice.
And at nighttime, I think it has those neon colors
Oh, yes, I've seen them, at a quinceañera in the valley.
JJ, how long are they gonna be out here?
They're gonna be for about an hour and a half throughout.
But they're just gonna be walking around, so they don't take up any of the time.
Yes.
have them there like at 6 o'clock.
No, yeah. Yeah, once it starts getting dark.
Yeah, and they have lights, so, we want it to be kinda dark.
Well, thank you for
Okay.
giving me the time
Thank
to
you for the
present this to y'all, and
information, the update.
we'll
Yes,
be
no,
looking
thank you
forward.
for your time and your information
Yep.
and your dedication to getting us this
Thank you.
festival going for the community. Thank you.
Okay.
JJ, you send us updated schedule?
Mr. Rivera, if you can send us a updated schedule to Mr. Arredondo, please? Thank you. Number 7, discuss, consider, and act on using Zoom live stream for all council meetings for the city of Dilley.
So Mayor and Council, just to update, currently we use the Zoom, and we save it on there at no cost to the city. We checked Zoom business account, it would be $18.32 a month.
That's all it's gonna cost us?
$18.32 a month.
Wow.
I went ahead and I invited Mr. Aaron Ibarra, because they use it at the county, and he's more knowledgeable of it. I don't know if the council has any
So this item is
questions.
to discuss the options of live streaming our council meetings through the Zoom app, correct? Okay. We
So,
do-
the link will be on the website, or how do they?
Mr., yes,
Yes.
go ahead, Mr. Ibarra, thank you.
Yeah, as you know, I'm the county clerk here for Frio County. Yes, so the way we utilize it over there at the county is the link is always provided beforehand. Mr. Alvarez can attest that he receives in his email the actual links that are associated with every agenda as well. It's also a link that is created that I post on the front page of our county website. So even before that, it's easy accessible for any of the citizens that would like to watch it or participate live. So the benefit about Zoom is it's secure enough and it is easy enough to broadcast meetings live and have it where the citizens can interact live. When I say that, I mean like it isn't uncommon that while people are watching us, for citizens to be heard, I'll get notifications that they would like to participate, and I can moderate and I can actually allow it where they can participate by phone, even if they're at their house or if they're coming back from San Antonio or something like that.
By participate by phone, what do you mean? Like,
As in any phone. If you have a smartphone,
no,
that is.
but I mean, you're not saying interact or,
No, they can
They
interact.
could, but they don't have to. I mean, we wouldn't allow.
but like in citizens to be heard, that type of thing? Okay. So how do you keep open records, or how do you keep a record for?
Good
How do
thing
you
is,
keep a record of?
record everything. So the Zoom app actually has an application where, actually has multiple applications in order for record prosperity. In this case, I broadcast it live, it is recorded live, and I as well have a AI that is attached to the program itself that will actually start cataloging and actually broadcasting what is actually being done. Like, say for example, you know how you watch a movie or a show and they have subtitles? It will literally broadcast subtitles of what is actually going in real time.
Will it allow you to, let's say that I'm a citizen and I want to look at this later. Let's say I want to go to the budget item and I know it's item 13. Will it let you click on the, and it'll directly bring you to that item?
It'll show you timestamps of
Yes.
that item.
Okay.
So like, say for, I don't know if you guys have seen our county website. I'm also the one that edits it, utilize it, and I also created it, so, shout out.
Of course, we set the rules, so I don't think it's a good idea to have them participate in citizens to be
yeah.
heard. If they want to get heard, they
Yeah,
have
they're
to
not
come
here.
in
Yeah.
person.
You could, but it is not impossible. My commissioners like it where it's both. So we have it where they can participate either via the app itself or they can do it in person. As long as you know how to moderate, which I've been doing it now for about 9 years, it's not difficult at all.
So then after the meeting's done, you archive it to the county?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Again, I could show you, if you Google our website right now, you can actually see, I have last 5 years of when I started utilizing Zoom. It's all on there. And since I edit the websites, I have it where if you click our date that we had it, you can watch the video associated with it. And like I said, it'll actually bring up a side-by-side of an AI algorithm that will say, hey, this is the notes of the meeting and everything like that. And it's also, the good thing about it also, it's easily accessible. You don't have to necessarily worry about any kind of storage or anything. Like whenever I record it, it's all done via cloud. This man can attest that videos take up a lot of gigs. They take a lot of bandwidth. They take up a lot of storage capacity. So the good thing is Zoom utilizes cloud. And with that, like I have literally 5 years of cloud storage of videos of everything. It's helped my county so much so that we utilize it for parts of the video magistrate, or a lot of our JPs have now come to me to help them utilize that whenever we have anything from eviction notices or eviction hearings to some of their trials and all that. And it is so accessible to be recorded that I've had it where one time we've had a few protective orders that were. I used to actually use these same mics in Commissioner's Court, so I know how they're tricky little guys. I had a protective order one time where we needed to record it because the person had a co-opting case upstairs in district court. So I was able to record that, and what he was saying in the protective order was actually utilized, and the video was utilized as evidence upstairs for court. It's real easy, it's real simple, and I can easily show you guys how to utilize it.
I have another question. So as far as the setup, does it still require all this stuff?
It depends on how you want to do it. This gentleman actually helped me whenever we were first starting, him and Matthew. I'm better with software. Hardware, it took me a little bit to learn, so I utilized him and Matthew that helped me like that.
Right.
Now I've gotten it down to a more easier science, especially since now it's utilized and used like that. For us, we don't utilize the individual mics anymore because of some of the feedback that you're hearing like that. Our smart board kept breaking, or our switchboard kept breaking, our Scarlett box would mess up, our mixers would mess up. So now what I utilize is a what's known as a conference mic. It looks real small. It's basically a little circle, and as long as it's within a 360 diameter, it creates like a bubble, so it will actually pick up all of you without you having to speak up, or without any of you having to move or anything like that. You wouldn't need individual mics anymore.
Right.
The camera is up to you, however camera you feel comfortable with, whatever camera you guys want to utilize, whether it's UHD or whether it's HD, 4K, however you guys want to show up. It's not difficult. it easily is customizable. And the good thing also too, I know you guys put your videos on YouTube. With Zoom, you can actually dual stream. So like you would be broadcasting on Zoom, but if you wanted to go live on YouTube with the associated account, you can do it at the same time. And the good thing about it is also, as you council members know, comments usually have to be saved. They had to be cataloged for prosperity, for open records requests, or anything like that. You can actually disable any kind of comments or anything like that. So it's completely user-friendly, customizable, and easy. It's, as long as you know how to operate it, it's pretty simple. And because of the way I have done it, the way I've actually done it for Commissioner's Court, I'm beginning to teach other county clerks in the state how I do it, how I use it, stuff like that, just because of how simple it is, how easy it is, and I mean, you guys can see my work. It's literally all over our county website. And it's something they can easily pick up, and I'm willing to show, teach, help. It's not difficult.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you coming out, Mr. Ibarra, to explain the whole process to us, the insights, since you've worked with it and whatnot, and just for your time to come out and speak to us.
Like I said, it really is simple. It's something that what my citizens like, or our citizens like, is the fact that you can do it live, and you can participate live. They like that they can see what their commissioners are saying or what they're doing. It gives a little accountability for them as well. And
transparency as well.
Yeah. And not only that, but some people can't come to every meeting, or they can't show up in person.
Right.
So they can watch on their phone, they can watch on their tablet. As long as you have an internet connection, it's not difficult. And a lot of people were worried that they'll accidentally be unmuted or something like that. Good thing is there's a moderator like myself that moderates it like that, so they don't have to worry about accidentally muting themselves, accidentally showing their video if they're like just there and they're, not wearing a shirt. So it's one of those, like, it's a lot easier. And I mean, who wouldn't want to be just, working from home or catching up from home?
Yes, most definitely. And I know it has been a request. The citizens do miss it. They like the live and whatnot. We just want to make sure that we're following everything that's proper and have everything, all our ducks in a row before, but
And
definitely want to be
like I said,
transparent and
utilize
available
me.
to them.
I may be county, but we're all under the same, we're all government, right? So I don't mind helping out you guys in any way. You guys are still my constituents as well. So any way I can be utilized, I'm more than happy. I'm just a phone call away. As soon as a council member Bebek called me, I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Awesome, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in
Council,
favor
if there's any
of using it, but only for somebody to view what's going on, not for them to participate in the meeting. Or even the citizens to be heard. They can, if they want.
Right,
they can
I agree.
Yeah, but I believe
it will be
stated
disruption to.
the moderator will be the one in charge of who could
Right.
we
Well,
could put that disability, right?
But
of
the
the
judge
meeting
can
and
recognize
video.
people who are on Zoom.
Council, we can,
and
hold on,
they let them
just
talk.
speak one at a time so we're
But I
not
think
speaking
that's a
over
good
each other.
idea.
One other thing I forgot to also utilize is, say for example, you guys have a presentation that you would want to show. Zoom has it where, like, you can broadcast it where even the public outside can see it. And that's also another good thing too, is someone that's a custodian of records for our county, if you need to show, like, hey, this was a slideshow that was shown, this was a project that was shown, it's all the pictures of prosperity already on that one video. So it's not something that you would necessarily have to save as far as minutes or anything like that, because the video's already there. The slide's already on the video. And yeah, like he was saying like that, if you guys are concerned whether or not having them actually participate over the app itself or in person, you can. The moderator has full control, full destiny of the actual app, of what goes on. I have it in my settings right now where as soon as somebody tries to join our meetings, they are put in a waiting room just in case. I will see them. I'll get to see who wants to come in case they want to be disruptive, or I know they have tried something in the past where it's a waiting room to make sure that they actually want to be in there, because sometimes they just... So that's how my meeting started. It's a waiting room. I'll let them in. They have to each individually be let in. Once they're let in, they're automatically muted. Their videos are automatically stopped. So they can't participate. They cannot show anything unless I give them permission to. So
The
it's-
moderator
yeah.
controls all
The
those.
moderator is in charge of the entire.
Same thing if
process.
when we go to executive session, they'd be.
Exactly.
the
So,
background
and
whatnot.
the good thing is you can also, I'm glad you brought that up, because when our commissioners go into executive session, I can actually pause the recording. I pause the recording and I can actually resume it once they come back. So it's real, it really is simple. We utilize it not only for that, but like I said, even court. Our judges like it. It's real simple. And I don't mind helping and teaching.
Thank you.
Council, do we have any questions? Mr. Arredondo, legal, any questions? Concerns?
I just had a question. I know that y'all have the YouTube, and that's there online for people to access afterwards. How do they access the Zoom recording at a later date?
It's a link on the website.
Right now, so I can actually show you our county website.
You just click on the link.
So
on
it
the
would need to be
website.
put on the city
And it takes you
website
Yeah, with the link.
and retained
Correct.
that way.
Yes, that way, yes.
I guess since like for our county, since I wear multiple hats, I'm also the tech guy, well, kind of quasi-tech guy, but I am the one that built the website, so I make sure I try to show on everything. So our county website looks real nice. The person who worked on it did a really good job, right? So I actually chose a blue and yellow because I wanted to represent all of the cities in our county, not just Pearsall and all that. So go to county offices, county clerk, see a picture of a handsome man, that's me. And, some average looking people, my staff.
All the rest of, okay.
But I have all the videos right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so
our,
you just go down
Archive
to the
on
meetings.
website.
just our website.
2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 2024.
So you just download the Zoom, and it becomes property of the county or property of the city?
So
Okay.
in this case,
That's what I've
this
been
is our
telling you, how
last meeting,
Pleasanton
so
uses.
2019, 2025.
That's what I've been
just-
telling you, how
just never-
Pleasanton uses.
It's literally, but
And the city
I utilize
secretary
it, but
controls everything.
rather than
The city in Pleasanton,
so that's real, so
she just starts it from her desk and
be successful and that way.
the camera is just,
Oh, yeah, sorry. But this is from our last meeting. It's already online. It should utilize and shows everything. As you see, the AI is right there. It's given a little play-by-play of what actually occurred, who's talking, what they're saying, and the public can actually see that live. So it's done via live where they can see it. It's all there. It shows like the video quality itself is we utilize like that. And as you can see, they're using only one mic. Cool. The only thing I do with the video afterwards is I will put it through a program to boost the audio. I can't actually edit it or anything like that because that technically violates the Records Act, the Prosperity Act, like that. But the only thing I will do is like run it through a simple program to boost the audio. We do have one or two commissioners that are sometimes a little quiet, so the audio is a little iffy. That's the only thing I do. But as you guys saw, it's all over our website. It's all there. You can even attach the agendas that you have for it too.
On there.
okay.
You can add attachments, whatever we needed to. Okay.
Thank you.
Chris? How are we with this initiative if council?
So the only expense will be, well, 18, which is almost nothing, and Chris, whatever he costs us to be, for him to be.
Correct.
So
That's what I was
it's,
asking him. On the initiative?
Is it $100 an hour, or how much is it?
The only thing that you might want to consider is the cloud storage, because you're paying for cloud storage. So that 18 that you had said is just a base.
Right.
Now, if you add cloud storage to store your videos, that may increase your price in Zoom.
I do, our county does pay for our cloud storage for that reason. But I have now had it for over 5 years and I still have plenty of gigs left or anything like that. And I never have to worry about losing space because I can always change my plan and utilize it where if we need more space, more time like that. And they keep the videos permanently unless I delete it.
Right,
So it's not
yes.
something that can be a risk of losing or anything like that. And the videos can easily be downloaded too. On YouTube, they can't be downloaded
Alrighty. So it would be the 1832 plus cloud storage space. We can secure videos if needed, which we probably won't.
If there's no more discussion, I would like to
Go ahead.
make a
There's
motion.
no more discussion, we're good? Go ahead, Mr. Alvarez.
I move that we authorize the city administrator to take what necessary steps to, for using the Zoom live stream for council meetings.
We have a motion on the table as stated by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Place 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Motion passes. Again, thank you, Mr. Ibarra, for coming in and sharing your insights.
Thank you.
Item number 8, discuss, consider, and act on removing Mary Ann Obregon as an authorized signature from First State Bank.
I move that we remove Mary Ann Obregon as an authorized signature from the accounts of the city of Dilley at the First State Bank.
We have a motion on the table as stated by Councilmember Place 5. At this time, we can discuss. Mr. Arredondo, is there anything that you needed to share with us, or is that okay?
We don't need to add because Ms. Inocencio is already authorized signature.
Is what?
She's already an authorized signature.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Ms. Alicia Machado and we have Ms. Inocencio.
And they're already
They're
authorized.
already authorized. So right now, we just remove.
Good.
It's just a maintenance item.
So we do have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I second, Mayor.
Second by Councilmember Place 4, Ray Aranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 10, discuss, consider, and act on awarding sealed bid proposals for the operation of the pool concession stand for the 2025 summer season. We do have 2 summer swimming pools concession stand bids. Opening them not in any specific order. We do have a first bid. I, Jennifer Benavides, is wanting to place a bid on the Dilley Public Pool concession stand. I hereby place a $50 bid.
For month or what? One-time payment?
These, I believe, are for the monthly, yes, one
Monthly,
time.
that was on the advertising.
Yes. I am opening up the second sealed bid. City of Dilley, I, Juanita Duran, would like to bid $300 on the swimming pool concession stand.
Who is that one?
Juanita Duran.
Juanita Duran.
So council, we do have one bid from Jennifer Benavides in the amount of $50. And then we have the second bid, as stated by Juanita Duran, with the total bid of $300 for the swimming pool concession stand. Are there any
No.
questions?
No contest.
Anything like that? These are monthly bids that are paid to the city of Dilley.
I move that we accept the bid from Juanita Duran for the concession for this summer. The pool concession.
We do have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez, as stated. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Councilmember Place 4, Eric Aranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion passes in awarding the bid to Juanita Duran in the amount of $300 for the swimming pool concession stand. Moving on to item number 11. Discuss, consider, and act on ordinance number 25-05-20, an ordinance of the City of Dilley, Texas, establishing procedures for placing items on the agenda, repealing any and all ordinances in conflict where within. providing for a severability clause, and setting an effective date. Council, this item was placed on the agenda. I'm not sure if everybody knew we did have an ordinance in place, and we are just reviewing this ordinance. We would like to make some adjustments to the ordinance, if everybody approves on that, and this is just to provide time, out of respect, to get all our agendas out on time, provide enough time for citizens to provide them enough time to set an item on the agenda, as well as giving council members amount of 2 items per council member to be placed on the agenda. So if y'all want to review if you haven't yet, what is on here, whoever else wants to add on to the details of this item.
It seems pretty simple and straightforward.
Okay, I do have a question on
Yes.
item A. Citizens requesting items to be placed on the agenda must be submitted in writing. Okay. City administrator still has the discretion to say yes or no? Or just because a citizen requests an item, they're gonna automatically get placed on the agenda?
It would be his discretion.
Well, I would think should be left up to the mayor to approve.
I mean, I think, go ahead.
To approve, I think we should be pretty liberal just about anything, but unless we have some crazies or somebody doing it every week.
Because, I mean, the way it's written, because I can come up and say, hey, I want this item on the agenda, but what if it's something that just doesn't need to be on the agenda? You see,
Correct.
there has to be something in here that says
That states that,
it
because our
has to be
best practice would be,
approved, or
yes.
give the city administrator X amount of time to approve it or not, because according to this, just because someone comes in,
Somebody
it's
submits
gonna
it, it's gonna be
automatically
on
be
Yeah,
placed on the
it's on
agenda.
there, yeah.
Was wording removed from the first ordinance on this?
I didn't make any changes.
We just changed the dates.
Yeah,
I
the only,
asked-
Natasha only changed from Thursday to Wednesday. Give her an extra day.
Yeah, because if someone really wants something on the agenda and you say no, they're gonna come to this and they're gonna say, this says I can request
Yeah.
that something has to be placed.
And I think you need a cap on it. You have a cap on council members for 2
Yes.
items. You need a cap the citizens per meeting.
Amount,
Otherwise,
yes.
then
Yeah.
you can put 10 items per citizen,
Correct.
like, and maybe upon the,
So what I say with, I mean, they can request to be on there and then the mayor or,
you can have it as the
has
mayor and city
to
administrator.
approve.
Yes, giving the mayor ample time to approve prior to that.
Right. And in case she doesn't, or he or she doesn't agree with the mayor, then they can come out to citizens to be heard, and we can then take it up whether the whole council decides, yes, we want to hear it or not.
Correct. But the Wednesday is not really giving much time for staff to prepare the item or do anything with it. I'm gonna
No.
let you know. Like, it may be on there, but nothing may be happening with it, because that's, usually Natasha sends me the agenda by she's been sending it earlier on Thursday. We try to finish it on Thursday so it can be posted on Friday. But you're not gonna have, staff's not gonna work up a citizen's item from 5 PM on Wednesday before it goes on the agenda. You're not gonna have any real, like,
I believe that should have been,
I'd say like at
there's
least a week.
also wording that's missing noon, and then,
Also, we don't have to take action, we put it on the agenda to discuss it, and then if we decide that it has merit, then we can put it on the agenda for the following. We can put just for discussion, whatever, or to your discretion. We leave it to your discretion as to whether we act on it or just hear them out.
so I think you need to decide if y'all want to cap on the number of items per citizen per meeting. And then what is that number? And then who is the final say? It's submitted to the city administrator. Do you want him to approve, or him and the mayor, or just the mayor?
Well, I think the city administrator should know the citizens, and if it's something that keeps coming up, something you can handle. And then it gets to a point where they don't want to talk to you anymore, then we can put it on the agenda to bring it up to the board. I'm sure you get a lot of phone calls about stuff that.
Whenever something does come up and wants to go on the agenda before it gets approved, I approach the mayor to review the agenda and say, have the mayor approve the agenda.
So two things. Cap citizens.
Okay, do what?
Do we want to put a capacity of how many items?
Yeah, we should.
Citizens
Well, I don't think
concern?
it's necessary if you're going to approve them. They put 10 items and they say, okay, we're going to put this one,
Yeah.
but not the rest.
They
So, I don't think that'll happen often
Item, and
enough.
If they
that
got
it'll-
another item, they can come to phone with. I mean, it's only one per person. So it's what's the use of giving them two and then there's two different items that don't even have anything to work with each other. But we could also do it on a Monday, let her have the whole week to do it, research or whatever needs to be researched.
I see, Monday at 5 PM.
Monday at 5 p.m.?
Yeah. And then they can only put one
the
item
week
on the
before the
agenda at a
meeting?
time.
It says
Monday-
prior to the regular
Monday
scheduled meeting.
before.
Yeah.
Monday prior.
Take the Wednesday, put Monday. And then one item per person, and if they have other item or other issues, then they can come and submit a request for the next following meeting.
Do we need to take out the 72 hours?
Yeah.
That is like for a special meeting,
Yes. On B? Is that what you're asking?
and that needs to really be more like.
Oh, yeah,
We can also
72, that's
lim-
for a
We can
special
also
meeting.
limit it
It
to
actually-
regular meetings.
It actually can't be 72 because you're putting it on the wall at 72 hours.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you can't be asking for them to hand you in
Yeah.
a meeting item.
Delete
It's not
that.
gonna be, it's
Yes.
not gonna be possible for her to get it on there.
And
So
it's
I
only
think
for the
maybe
second-
like
So when,
96.
that would
only
only
for
be
the
for a
regular
B,
meeting.
for a regular meeting.
For regular meeting.
So maybe 48 hours?
Delete that last part of the
Posting.
last sentence.
Tuesday of the
Just,
month.
I
or
guess
at
just
least.
delete that last part because.
Yeah, after month, period. Tuesday of the month. The second Tuesday of the month, period.
Yes.
Unless you want to do like 48 hours prior to the posting of a special meeting. I don't know if you even want them to put items on a
No.
special meeting.
No.
Y'all don't have
No,
them.
ju-
Yeah, I mean, y'all have typical.
No, just a
This is good. It's only, it limits them to the regular meeting on the second Tuesday of the month. Now, if council members,
But we also want to put something on here with final approval of either city administrator or mayor, right?
And that's what we do. So
Yeah.
final approval by mayor.
No, right, I guess right now we're talking about citizens, yeah.
yeah, you're talking about citizens.
Citizens, yeah.
No, yeah, with the approval of the mayor?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then B, it changed to Thursday by noon for city council to place their items on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, but she's saying Thursday is too short
Right.
time, so let's make it Monday also.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Monday is 5 as well.
And this limits it to the,
5?
well, I guess we can leave it. This limits it to again, the regular meeting on the second Tuesday. I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Yes, on the
There's
second Tuesday of the
very
month.
few emergencies in this business. Okay.
And the last part, of course, if there's any items that we need to discuss in a special meeting, right, with the 72-hour?
I would say again, that's when she's posting it, so maybe we want it.
We need to change the 48
before
hours.
required posting. Maybe just
But
like
we
at
have an
least
emergency?
48 hours.
I'm sorry?
What if we have an emergency, that an item needs to get placed? What's the protocol on that one?
Right, well, this is just talking about
Yeah.
regular, so if an emergency were to happen, then we would, of course, it's an emergency
Right.
meeting, we have to have the set meeting to discuss that item.
This is just for a special meeting where you still have to do the 3-day posting.
So we are editing the 72 hours in advance to 48 hours in advance.
In advance of posting.
In advance of posting.
So like for today, the posting was on Friday.
Right.
So you would have needed to have it in on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes.
I thought we were gonna leave it, we'll put Monday.
Monday.
It is Monday for your regular meetings.
But
But
for
if you have
the
a special
special
meeting, this is giving you the opportunity as a council member to add stuff to special meetings.
Okay.
But to give her 2 days. So it like, okay, so last Tuesday you called this meeting. All of you knew that you were gonna have a meeting today. So
So
you
by
would have had
Wednesday.
ability on Wednesday to come in and give her items that you wanted on the meeting
For
today.
this meeting. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have to table this till we bring it back?
No, we don't have to table, we can make,
Corrections? Yeah.
we can make a motion with the corrections.
Yeah.
The corrections as stated. I'm writing them down and I can fix it for her. Or you can fix it
Yeah.
for her. Just like what?
They're basic.
Any more questions or discussion on this? We're okay to proceed. If I can have a motion on this item?
Yes.
Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 25-05-20, an ordinance of the city of Dilly establishing procedures for placing items on the agenda with the corrections as noted.
We have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 4, Ray Aranda, as stated. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Place 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. Number 12, discuss, consider, and act on setting date for a workshop for city council. So as we all have begun working, as we have all ran for our place in where we are, I have asked that we discuss on a possible date where we can all come together to bring items to the table that we would like to work on each individually, to present, and as well for us to discuss these items, put on a timeline and when we would like to see the progression happen, and we can keep track on that as well. And as well as anything that we have ongoing now. If we want to get updates on that, discuss concerns or any questions relating to that, adjustments needed, I would like for us to set a time for us to come together and really establish a plan of action for each of us on what our intent is to bring into for our community. And I would like to do this pretty soon, maybe beginning of June, middle of June. That way we can start a strategic plan for the community of Dilly.
Yeah.
You know, we could make it like a retreat and an overnight. Maybe encourage
But then you won't work. 'Cause it won't-
encourage participation. In San Antonio.
We could, whatever. Make s'mores. Team building, no, definitely. I'm glad you said that, actually. It's definitely a team building. We all do come from different areas of expertise. We have all different ideas that we want to bring into our community. And together, I think by discussing those ideas, we'll be able to see the progression in our city, right? The continuing efforts of everybody who has been, who's had a seat on council, who has a seat as mayor. We've had so many great things happening in our community that we're not able to show physically, but it's happening, right? And so how more can we bring to that and continue those projects, and what more aside from that can we bring? And so that's really, if a retreat overnight is something that we need to get out of Dili and really focus on that, that's, council consensus. However, my main goal is for us to really set a strategic plan for us to establish a plan for the community.
Well, I think it's a good idea, and just, we can leave the details to you and the city administrator. Set a date, propose a date, and then we can, the city administration can communicate, see if that's suitable for everybody.
Okay. How does everybody's calendar look for the month of June, aside from our regular meeting?
Yeah.
Should be good.
Okay.
So we just need a consensus on this. I don't think we need
Correct.
it. Or does it say act?
It does say act.
Just a date.
Oh, we want to set the date. But I think we can modify it and say just, right now, we have to look at our calendars and all that, so.
Right, I mean, you can,
Propose a date and see if most of us can make it on that
Like
day.
a weekday or a weekend?
that's what I was gonna,
Well, a Friday would probably be best, I think.
Friday.
Hello?
Weekend, June.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna, a Friday would be best if we're gonna have it at another venue, but if not, then any day.
If council wants to leave that to me and Mr. Arredondo to organize and send out some dates, and we can make a consensus from those dates and establish a time and date that we'll meet for this.
I think that's a good
Then-
idea, given the time restraints that we have here.
I do have a week in June that I'm busy all week with church, but I'll let you know what date that is.
Okay.
That was on my.
Alrighty. Can I have a motion, please, with that directive?
I move that we in favor of having a workshop and that leave the date and details to the mayor and the city administrator to propose to the council.
We have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilmember Place 3, Alicia Machado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Again, thank you, council, and I look forward to us establishing a strategic plan for our community. We will move on to item number 16. Discuss, consider, and act on tax pool investment account.
So Mayor and Council, on the audit, one of the recommendations was to propose to participate. Tax pool account, it's an investment pool. A lot of municipalities are already in it. We're not in it. To get in it, we have to approve a resolution. I provided a package like this.
We only have $200,000 in investments, other than the prison funds, and that's we don't even have control of that. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, we have it in CDs, right? They're all in CDs, and tax pool is a more complicated investment tool. You have this.
I kinda agree.
Mutual funds and all that. So I think we're okay. If we had millions of dollars in fund balance, then it would probably be worthwhile. Who's our investment officer?
We actually don't have one selected, so either.
I think it's the law.
The city secretary,
We have to have an investment officer.
the
Is that
city
correct?
secretary, or the city administrator would have to move the money.
It's usually the administrator. But, we have to have one, right? Okay, so let's put it on there for next time. Yeah, I don't think we need to mess with the tax pool. We don't have enough money.
What were we thinking of investing? The interest?
No, you invest the funds.
which was $200,000.
Yeah.
This part here, the general fund and utilities fund. A total of 198,000.
Yeah.
This is not enough to mess with.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Did you do research on this, Mr. Redondo? So we can kind of give us a presentation? or-
I've been an investment officer. I implemented Texpool at another city, but it was a recommendation on the audit. That's why I put it on there. I believe with Mr. Alvarez, we're small. We don't have a lot of, funds to where you can, we can still invest what we have. We monitor our cash flows and stuff like that. With Texpool, let's say you move $1 million and it's sitting there, and then by Friday you have to pay your payables, and you need $500,000. So then you switch it back in. You put the date on it when you want the money back in. It comes back into your account, and then you use it and you pay bills.
Depending on the type of investment that you have.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, since it was a recommendation from the auditor, I put that item on there in case you wanted to move forward with it. Doesn't have to happen right now.
I move that we not take any action on this.
I have a motion on the table by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez, as stated. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second by Councilmember Place 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Arredondo, thank you for bringing us to the table. Number 17, discuss, consider, and act on resolution number 25-05-20, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Dilley, Texas, in support of requesting a community project funding grant for the renovation of Aventura Community Park. Council, this item was brought back from our regular meeting last Tuesday in regards to the discussion of possibility of getting funding from Congressman Tony Gonzalez, and I will let Mr. Arredondo continue this conversation.
So that is correct. What Mayor Inocencio said, this is just an application, an attempt to get kind of like on the radar with community project funding. I did provide a list of other cities or counties that approached the Congressman Gonzalez, and they were funded. We're kind of late in the game, but one of the things that we were told is you go ahead and apply for it, and as we're working on the U.S. Government budget, even if you don't get selected, at least it's on the radar for the next fiscal year. And that was the purpose of this. Maybe it's an opportunity. Every congressman has a certain amount of funds that they appropriate.
It says here that it will constitute, the upgrading of Aventura Community Park will constitute the preservation of a historical iconic landmark. Does it meet that definition? Or does it have to? But we're telling them that that's what it will be. And
Has he contacted our office at all, or this is just something you saw on his website?
No, this is something we learned when we went to New Braunfels, Atlanta Park.
But he still hasn't contacted us, and we haven't heard from his office in months,
No,
right?
it's, Carlos Colina Vargas is the one that contacted them. And we're told to go ahead and apply.
Unheard.
Mr. Vargas was told to apply.
Yes.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to anybody over there at his office?
He's never been available for City of Dilley.
I've spoken with the liaison that he has in Uvalde back in February.
Right.
Well, we can ask. I'm just concerned that we're saying that this is for the preservation of a historical iconic landmark. And I don't know if that would be
If
the
that's what
case.
the,
I don't think it would be the case. It's an iconic historical landmark.
Well, Dilley is a had some.
Huh?
To the host that City of Dilley is,
Is what?
a landmark.
Is it costing us anything to apply?
No, no cost,
No.
no cost to apply.
So
No, I
think
don't-
Well, we don't wanna
they
make-
said they're allowing us to apply even though the date was what, April?
April 18th was the
April 18th
deadline, yes.
So I think if it don't cost any money and they're allowing us to apply, they reached out that way, like apply.
I just don't want to make any misrepresentation.
Right, his concern, your concern is the wording of that,
Yes.
yes. Molly, do you have,
What do you think?
It's not costing you anything.
but on Mr.
But if
Alvarez's.
we're lying,
It has to meet the criteria.
I know,
mean, you
that's
have to find out
why I
the
asked,
criteria
what is
is
the
and make sure that we
definition of
meet
an
the criteria.
So
iconic
he's asking our
historical
resolution.
landmark?
Number 3, paragraph 4, last sentence, where it says that will constitute the preservation of a historical iconic landmark in the community.
That has to be defined by that grant. So we need to see why Mr. Colina Vargas thought that we would qualify. So
Based
as
on
long
that.
as we meet the definition, then we can go forward and you can take action in that manner and say, as long as we meet the definition, we can apply. But again, he's the one that recommended that we reach out.
So we haven't picked Mr. Vargas as our,
So he's already been our person, and so because we've already had specs on this, which we're already applying for other funding, and because this is not going to be any cost to us, we just don't want to lose that opportunity. But for future, if there's somebody else we want to look for, if we want Mr. Arredondo.
no, we have to pick a consultant. He doesn't automatically become the consultant. I hate to say derogatory things, but Mr. Vargas does not have a very good reputation, and I have personal dealings with him. I have had, and when I worked in Pearsall. But anyway, this may not come through. Yeah, this is just saying it. I'm just, you know, if everybody's comfortable with historic, iconic landmark, well, let's go ahead with it then. Do you consider it a historical, iconic landmark?
It's been there forever.
Huh?
It's been there forever.
Well, not forever if you're as old as I am. Actually, I was
But the
20,
wording is- the
I was
wording is-
23 years old when that pool was made, and then, of course, the additions was, so it's been a long time.
Are
Huh?
these millions?
I was with the city, by the way, when I was 23 years old.
You were at the city when you were 23 years old?
Yes, I was the city secretary and something else, I forgot what it was.
Yeah. Well, so was I in what?
Huh?
So was I in what?
Uh,
Doesn't matter, yeah. I think I make a motion that we go ahead and submit submit the application.
So you want to be in
with
favor of the
with
resolution?
you know, finding out if everything is correct. If it doesn't fit the qualifications, then it doesn't fit, then we're good. But
Yeah.
we can't stop and say, well, we'll try it. If we don't try, we don't. That's how I see it. Let's just try and give it a chance, but Colina Vargas has to sit there and say it qualifies under this for this reason.
He doesn't determine that.
Well, I mean, he's gonna do the wording.
So,
the wording
one
first.
of the things, just to make council aware, is as we were looking at the deadline of August the 1st to apply for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant for new park funding, okay, back in 2021, the city of Dilley applied, but didn't earn enough points because it's not a new park. Okay, so, I
New
mean,
developments and new-
yeah, new developments, new land, new park, you get more points. So when this opportunity came up, well, we're thinking, okay, this one doesn't have that stipulation, or it has to be a new, we're just approaching the congressman, maybe, you know, he'll consider this, maybe he won't.
Right.
Right, but it's another chance, right, to be able to fund the improvement on, you know, of,
So you're voting in favor of passing this resolution? Okay.
Oh,
But so we don't even know if they're gonna even take an application,
Or
right?
what it's for?
It-
What are we gonna do if we get the money? We don't even know how much.
Yeah,
So-
so we have an estimate from 2021 of rehabbing that park. You know, we'll factor in inflation and kind of increase it, let's say, 2 million. And if it takes, it takes. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Even they give us at least half.
But I guess the other question is, we have not hired Corina Vargas.
No. It's no cost.
Okay.
No, I know there's no cost, but we're not,
We don't have an
we're not
agreement.
associated with him and
We
have an
don't-
agreement that he's
yeah.
gonna do this work yet.
We don't have an agreement with him. The only agreement we have is for the sewer project, that we're, that he's the one that did, him and Premier did that work.
I make a motion that we go ahead and consider and act on resolution number 25-05-20, resolution of the City of Delhi, City Council of the City of Delhi, Texas, in support of requesting a community project funding grant for the renovation of Ventura Community Park.
We have a
Making a
motion on the
motion.
table by Councilmember Place 3, Alicia Machado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Place 1, Everardo Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I abstain.
One abstained. We have four in favor and one abstained. Motion passes. Item number 18, discuss, consider, and act on depository agreement between the City of Dilley and the First State of Bank of Louise. We did have this item on the agenda last week. We gave the documents to Mr. Arredondo to review, and the item is back on the agenda this evening.
So Mayor and Council, I did go, you instructed me to go through the proposal. I did put a summary for you there. You want me to read the executive summary from the proposal from the bank? It kind of gives a little history.
Just what has changed? Has anything changed?
Okay, so nothing has changed. We put out the depository proposal according to law. We abided by that, the advertising, all that. There was only one bank that submitted. There's an executive summary on the local government code, chapter 105. At the end of the day, nothing has changed. They are no fees. You know, they put it out there currently, they do not charge us any fees. They remain, they will not charge us any fees. The interest rate, it varies, you know, according to market,
Okay,
right
so
now.
it's a variable.
Yeah, they're fixed, but, you know, the market shifts, like right now, you know, the interests are shifting higher, well, then they're gonna shift higher also.
Then it's not fixed. But okay, you know, we really don't have a choice.
Yeah.
We have one bidder, we have one bank, so. I move that we approve the First State Bank as the city's depository.
Motion on the table by Councilmember Place 5, Rudy Alvarez. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Councilmember Place 4, Ray Aranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 19, may I have a motion for adjournment? Motion for adjournment. Thank you. Adjournment at 8:39 PM. Thank you.
No second?
No what?
Did somebody second?
Well, I didn't ask for a second this time, but does anybody want a second? for the
According
site
to the
motion?
Robert's Rules of Order. Unless somebody
It's because
objects.
last year I asked
You
for
don't
a
need
second.
What?
Do I have a second on this motion? Second by Councilmember Place 2, Eric Aranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good night. Motion passes. Thank you, everyone, at 8:39 PM.